Welcome back, YouTube. So today it's Saturday, week 4, February 2025. Now, I know last video we accidentally showed that suicide was being played by Ross von Erich. So we'll keep the storyline running. What I was trying to do was make a big surprise for everyone, but so in case anybody is making videos soon and needs to cover somebody up, like not show who they are, do not click on their match because it showed exactly who it was. I forgot that happens. I mean, I could have been smarter and pressed like here on people we know have different names. Like say well, there's not many that can really show, but yeah, it actually shows their real names. So we'll forget that botch happened, but we'll keep it the storyline going. But let's see. Before we really get into it, Lucky Ollie, still digital media champion. Eddie Edwards is now grand champion. Knockouts tag team is Paige Van Zandt and Chris Stratlander. Knockouts world is Alexa Bliss. World champion is Brock Lesnar. World tag team champion is Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel as they cheat to win. X Division champion is still Marshall Von Erich. So not bad at all. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I know what this is. Don't worry about this. We took a bunch of our promotion deals off. Like, our TV shows was way down to here, and we took, like, them all off. And so I had to go back to the exact amount that we had. And for wondering why we took them off, it's Spike. Come on now. It's Spike. These are the original people who made TNA as big as it was back in the day. And more right now, FS2 is doing FS2 is doing Impact, and I will do Thunder on that deal. Oh, I forgot I can't now. Anyhow, I'll do Thunder. Oh yeah, I forgot. In case people hasn't seen, this is the new Thunder logo. I know it's not the best of all. Best new one. We haven't got a new Impact logo yet. Hang on, I can try. Okay, so right here is the new Impact logo, I believe. This. Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. I really can't there. Hang on. We won't change the photo, but we'll look at the photo of it real quick. Nope. So I can't. This is what it looks like right here. Oh, I really can't bring it up any further. See, I was gonna try and find one of the older ones that had like the TNA logo, but I couldn't find one. So I got a custom one. I think I should. I brought it up to 2 hours. I think that the show being at 2 hours will help it out a lot because we try and fit so much into one show. Like, well, this is the best show yet, right here. Yeah, it won't really show. Here's something many people, or I didn't know until recently. You can have this part right here, right? User stats. It'll tell you how long you've booked it, and your best show, your best match, and your highest pay-per-view buyout rate. Which our highest was in July of 2024, and our highest TV rating was also in September 2024. And our highest viewership was in September 2024. We had a great month in September 2024. Who was champion around that time? John Moxley was. So no wonder he's having a great time. So that one meant AJ Styles was still champion, I believe. And Murphy was still champion. And also, somebody mentioned to me the other day, they said that when will I bring Rob Van Dam back on the roster? Well, this is the reason I actually released him. Now, I'd have kept him if I wasn't paying him his, like, big wage, but he's retired. What I wanted to do was try and make him have another great run. Also, if they hadn't done the TNA, going back to TNA in real life, I wouldn't have either. I'd have kept it at Impact because a lot of people think that going back to TNA is what's going to ruin it. And I don't. I myself, I loved it better when it was TNA. But people don't like TNA, I guess. They like Impact more. Even though it's the same company, they like Impact more, I guess. But I was going to leave it Impact. But do I think that TNA will be good again? Heck yes. You know what? Since Rob Van Dam is retired, we'll give him a Hall of Fame induction. He's probably going to be right here through here somewhere. Nope. I believe that. See, some of my favorite wrestlers of all time is like Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, you know, them type of people. But if I had to choose a new favorite wrestler that's like of this era that's just rising up, be this man right here, Ace Austin. This guy, he has a lot of potential. And AJ Styles is high up on that list, but he's getting near retirement age. And well, Bobby Roode's another. And well, there's a lot that really that's good to really put our eggs in. There's a lot that they can't yet. I mean, Danny Jackson, we've booked her hard. I mean, she's had. Let's see. Let's see. Her last match, she lost to Carrie Bristow. And then she's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches that she's won afterwards. But before that, she's actually lost a couple. She lost 2 right here, 3, and then 4, and then 5. So, for the people that says that I'm just pushing her way too hard, I kinda haven't. But I have give her Chris Benoit's finisher. That and the high, I think it's called a high knee. No, the high kick. Oh, I also gave her the SOS. But like Dirty Dango, I'm kind of wondering if I should like take and like release him, because even though he's churning out matches, that's great. These are 4 great matches right here. The only thing wrong with these matches is that he's gotten severely old. In fact, I didn't know that Fandango was that old, actually. I thought he's in his 30s right now. But like Drew Parker, we could really book him hard, and I think they'd be kinda alright. Dustin Rhodes, though, I kinda believe that we could really churn out some good matches with him, and we wouldn't have to release him right yet because, well, we won't release nobody unless they retire. And then still we might keep them on the roster. I mean, Kurt Angle's on the roster and he's retired. But like Dustin Rhodes, um, Dustin Rhodes is a phenomenal mid-card performer. Like, I believe if Goldust was quoted on winning the World Championship in WWE, I don't think too many people would have been mad. I don't. I mean, sure, he had edgy things, but everyone's got to admit and confess that Dustin Rhodes is a phenomenal mid-carder. He's kind of like Rick Rude. See, Rick Rude was a phenomenal mid-carder. He could be a phenomenal main eventer, but they just chose not to book him there. And Edge. Okay, we start to show off with Marshall Von Erich calling Jeff Jarrett and Suicide out to the ring, and Marshall Von Erich's giving it to them. He says they're by far the 2 worstest uh, wrestlers that he knows. And it's bad that they're supposed to be so bad and supposed to defeat him, yet they still haven't defeated him but once, and that was in a tag match. And Jeff Jarrett says, "Careful who you talk about when you don't know uh, everything." Lights cut off. There's another one in the ring. There's another suicide in the ring. There's 2 of them. And Marshall Von Erich starts backing up because, you don't want to mess with 2 people that's masked and you don't know who they are. And Jeff Jarrett says, "These 2 will face you tonight." He says, "Have fun. Find you a tag team partner." Okay. Orange Cassidy versus Chris Danger, and Orange Cassidy defeated Chris Danger by pinfall with a beach break for a 60. Jake Christ and Lucky Ollie start going at it on the microphones, and Jake Christ points at Lucky Ollie's title and says, "A title shot." See, the Marshall Von Erich and AJ Styles. Yeah, he found AJ Styles to help him risked the two suicides for a 60, but AJ Styles pinned Suicide with a Styles Clash for a 60. Ace Austin versus Bobby Roode for a 55, and Ace Austin defeated Bobby Roode in 13 minutes for a 50. Yeah, I kinda was worried about that. Orange Cassidy versus Jamie Hayter gets 62, in which he defeats her with a beach break, so not bad at all. The Angle gets an 85, in which Orange Cassidy and Jamie Hayter is having an angle on who the better wrestler is. But Marshall Von Erich is talking about how the tag team of the two is nothing but punks. And the lights go off and both suicides are attacking Marshall Von Erich when Ace Austin's music hits. And Ace Austin comes out from the back, hits the ring, and cleans house, saving Marshall. And it gets a 46, but right after, a triple threat tag team match happens. And it's Johnny Gargano, Ace Austin, Marshall Von Erich versus Suicide number 2, and Matt Riddle. Now, Matt Riddle pinned Ace Austin with a floating bro for a 65. But it may possibly be the last that we see of Suicide number 2. I don't know. It depends. Or we may have somebody else playing because he's right now a free agent. But it gets a 65, and both the Johnny Gargano vs. Matt Riddle storyline has advanced with this segment and gained heat. The Marshall Von Erich attacked storyline has advanced with this segment and gained heat. And AJ Styles vs. Orange Cassidy for a 56, in which AJ Styles defeated Orange Cassidy with a phenomenal forearm for a 56. And he goes up the main event ladder one notch. Oh my! We can have John Cena on our roster. You know, as much as I like to, I don't think I should. No. You know what? Hang on. Okay, this is the fastest way to figure it out. Whoops. So it says don't hire for now. So it says don't hire for now. You know, we could, I don't know, we could really do some work with John Cena. I mean, you know what? Wonder how much it cost just to get him for 3 months. Nice! Huh. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, Matt Riddle and Chris Statlander open Impact Wrestling with the 69. Jamie Hayter gets 78 for an angle where she talks about how she's a better wrestler than Orange Cassidy. And Alex Shelley vs. Bobby Roode gets a 58, and Bobby Roode defeated Alex Shelley with a payoff. Let's see. Cash Wheeler and Mercedes May holds an angle where they both see that they're two of the greatest wrestlers that they believe they're two of the greatest. Oscar Lube versus Ryan Nemeth. Lube, sorry. when the referee lost control and stopped the match for a 39. Danny Jackson defeated Brian Myers with a submission of the crippler crossface. And Orange Cassidy talks about the new TNA game, TNA Impact Zone, the Impact Zone. And he says, go to local stores and get it now. The World's Most Wanted versus the Rascals, and the Rascals made defense number 3 of the TNA World Tag Team titles. Jeff Jarrett tells the audience that we will see Marshall Von Erich and Ace Austin take on Suicide and Suicide number 2 for 54. I've already got pre-booked. Alexa Bliss gets a 69 talking about her title. And the match itself gets a 67 when Suicide pinned Marshall Von Erich. And then Brock Lesnar makes defense number 3 with a 65 when him and the Goliath Black Taurus had a great brawling session. And the show increased our popularity in 11 regions. We open Impact Wrestling with an angle featuring Lacey Von Erich and Kurt Angle, which is a Welcome to Impact show. Alexa Bliss and Finn Balor have an angle in which it's more they're trying to hype up the fans. Ace Austin and John Moxley have a backstage confrontation. He says, I hear you're facing John Cena's upcoming event. Ace Austin says, yeah. He says, well, good luck with that. Bryan Danielson versus Adam Cole, and Bryan Danielson defeated Adam Cole with a running knee for a 63. And an angle featuring Bryan Danielson gets an 85. And then Alexa Bliss versus Kerry Bristow. Alexa Bliss makes defense number 1 of the TNA Knockouts World title for a 52. And Mercedes May holds an angle for merchandising. Christina Von Eerie versus Danny Jackson. Danny Jackson defeats Christina Von Eerie with a high kick. Jamie Hayter and Cash Wheeler argue over who is the better wrestler. AJ Styles versus Axel Dieter Jr. for 58. And then Ace Austin and Marshall Von Erich versus the 2 Suicides. And Marshall Von Erich pinned Suicide number 2 with a moonsault for a 66, not bad. And John Cena makes an elaborate entrance and has a match with Brock Lesnar in which he wins the match by attitude adjustment. It gets a 65 and the show increased our popularity in 11 regions. John Cena has an angle for 492, which is not bad, especially considering that Ron Killings was pretty weak at the announce desk. But Jamie Hayter and Mercedes May talks about which one of them will go and face Alexa Bliss at the next event. Mercedes May says that it should be her due to her rematch clause, and Jamie Hayter says it should be her because Mercedes May only ever gave her one shot at it, and then cheated to beat her with it. But the next matchup is Marshall Von Erich versus Suicide number 2, and Jeff Jarrett and Suicide 1. And it gets a 49 when Jeff Jarrett submitted Marshall Von Erich with a figure 4 leg lock. Ace Austin vs. Anthony Bennett, in which Ace Austin makes defense number 4 of the International Heavyweight title. John Moxley vs. John Cena for a 60. John Moxley lost to John Cena with an STF. Bryan Danielson and Jamie Hayter hold a segment for an 81, in which it seems like they did a pretty good segment. No telling what this is about. They just hold an angle where they can be seen talking backstage. John Cena vs. Cash Wheeler gets a 63, and John Cena defeated Cash Wheeler with an attitude adjustment. John Cena and Cash Wheeler gets an 86 on the promos. Not bad. Marshall Von Erich defeated Jeff Jarrett with an Iron Claw. And Suicide number 2 attacked Marshall Von Erich after the match. And Marshall Von Erich was about to get his neck broken by Suicide number 2 when he locked a chair around his neck and was about to hit with another chair when this Suicide took it from him and hit him in the head. Nobody knows why he hit him in the head though. Finn Balor vs. Johnny Gargano. When Finn Balor defeated Johnny Gargano with a double knee gutbuster following an interference from Matt Riddle. That was a good match there. Okay, we opened the show with Jeff Jarrett telling Mercedes May and Jamie Hayter they will be facing each other to tell for the first contender for Alexa Bliss's title, in which Mercedes Money holds an angle saying that's bullcrap. And Jamie Hayter defeated Mercedes Money in 9 minutes and 31 seconds with the Falcon Arrow. That means that she will be going for the title. And John Cena is having a segment. He's talking about the massive talent that's here in TNA. Ace Austin vs. Bryan Danielson. Ace Austin defeated Bryan Danielson. Not bad. Jamie Hayter says that she's happy to be going to the event, that she will come home with her championship again. Alexa Bliss is in an angle just a couple minutes later, and she's laughing and says, "Go home with this title." Nah, you ain't going home with nothing. So Jeff Jarrett's chewing out Suicide, asking him why he would hit his friend, more like a brother to him, and with the chair. And he's kind of being menacing towards Jeff Jarrett, and also not. Beer Money vs. Motor City Machine Guns for a 45. James Storm pinned Alex Shelley with a DWI. And Marshall Von Erich is also having to defend his title tonight. And he makes defense number 5 against Will Ospreay for a 63. Not bad at all. John Cena vs. Brock Lesnar, another one, in which this is a 70, so it's not a bad match at all. 67. Show increased our popularity in 11 regions. Okay, we have a match of Heather Hesketh versus Christina Von Eerie, and Heather Hesketh defeated Christina Von Eerie with a satellite DDT. Jeff Hardy congratulates Ace Austin and says that not to pass up on this opportunity and to try and stay golden. Because if he had to do over with, he would have not went to all the mistakes that he had. And he tells Ace Austin that he sees something in him. Dax Harwood versus Finn Balor, and Finn Balor defeated Dax Harwood in 9 minutes with a brain buster. But Brock Lesnar and Orange Cassidy has an angle in which it looked like Brock Lesnar was about to F5 Orange Cassidy, but instead he shakes Orange Cassidy's hand. And Matt Riddle asked Cash Wheeler about him being the 3rd man in the upcoming match of his with Johnny Gargano, and Cash Wheeler says, "Sure, I will." Jeff Jarrett says that Marshall Von Erich will defend his title again tonight. And to get to 50, and Suicide's looking all menacing there. Rhino and Shawn Spears versus the Dirty Hills, which is a 41. Mercedes Money and John Moxley. John Moxley tells Mercedes Money that sometimes that happens about not getting title matches. And John Cena is telling Jamie Hayter that he thinks that she's been looking golden these last couple weeks. And AJ Styles vs. Bryan Danielson, where Bryan Danielson defeated AJ Styles with a cattle mutilation for a 44. and Bryan Danielson and Alexa Bliss have a celebration about it. And Marshall von Erich was counted out after being attacked by suicide. Orange Cassidy defeated Marshall von Erich. And it was a good match. But suicide, it, it was almost like suicide was trying to help Marshall von Erich out there. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, in which it gets a 61 where Brock Lesnar makes defense number 4 of the TNA World title. 11 regions, not bad. Okay. So, Ace Austin can't work tonight. John Moxley can't work tonight. Orange Cassidy can't. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler can't. So, I guess we will have to. I don't know how we're gonna do this. We're gonna have to book another show for tomorrow night. Okay, Marshall von Erich for Suicide. And Suicide defeated Marshall von Erich with the go to sleep for a 67, and Suicide wins the TNA X Division title. Chris Bay vs. Johnny Gargano vs. Matt Riddle, in which Johnny Gargano pinned Chris Bay with a Hertz donut. And, well, both Johnny Gargano and Chris Bay took a stunt bump. MJF vs. Finn Balor got a 65. An angle featuring CM Punk gets a 93. Dustin Rhodes vs. Eddie Edwards in 10 minutes and 29 seconds by pinball with a reverse STO for a 54. Alexa Bliss vs. Jamie Hayter for a 61, and when Jamie Hayter was about to win her title back, interference from Mercedes Money happened. Danny Jackson lost her title to Heather Hesketh at 44. Rhino vs. Lucky Ollie, in which Lucky Ollie makes defense number 2 of the TNA Digital Media title for a 48. And well, Bear Money won the tag team titles after Eric Young betrayed Trey Miguel. John Cena defeated CM Punk with an STF for a 65. And Brock Lesnar defeated Bryan Danielson with a 70. Guess I'll make another event for tomorrow night. Okay, we opened the show with Lucky Ollie making defense number 3 of the TNA Digital Media title against Finn Balor for a 68. An angle featuring Matt Saddle where he says that he's going to face Jeff Jarrett tonight. And it gets a 48. Beer Money vs. Motor City Machine Guns, and Beer Money makes defense number 1 of the TNA World Tag Team titles. You know, I was originally going to take and let them have a one-day reign. Mercedes Money vs. Alexa Bliss vs. Jamie Hayter vs. Chris Stratlander. Alexa Bliss makes defense number 3 of the TNA Knockouts World title for a 64. Jeff Hardy and the Goliath Black Taurus are talking backstage, and it's funny. Everyone walks cautiously near Black Taurus, but Jeff Hardy doesn't. He just, he walks up and he sits down next to him and asks him how his day's going and everything. And, Black Taurus doesn't talk in this timeline. So he writes down on a little piece of paper or a piece of cardboard backstage. He's kind of feeling down right now. But up next, Matt Saddle vs. Jeff Jarrett. Brian Stifler called a submission that didn't appear to have actually happened. It was a screw job. Jeff Jarrett screwed Matt Saddle. Dustin Rhodes is angry about the screw job. And as well he should be. But Marshall Von Erich for Suicide and Suicide number 2 gets a 54. And they have an angle at the end where Marshall Von Erich goes for a handshake. But Ross Von Erich takes his mask off and shows that he was suicide the whole time. And Marshall Von Erich kind of feels betrayed. But instead, it goes in for a hug. Ross Von Erich. Lord, it is cold. And it looks like Ross Von Erich can be seen mimicking the words sorry. Here the main event is, it's John Cena versus Ace Austin. Ace Austin defeated John Cena. Yep, that's right. John Cena agreed to put him over. The show didn't result in any popularity changes. Okay, and so Monday week 1 is here. What we're going to do is first look at Ace Austin. He didn't grow much. But we're gonna stop it here tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, and don't forget to share with your dog. Alright, see y'all next time, YouTube.